What is going on, YouTube? We got another game here. Blue Crocodile versus Red Zoro. Crocodile takes turn 1 first, but Zoro's got 2 down. So he plays a buggy out, grabs a Fire Fist, and plays out a Film Gordon. So that Film Gordon's going to be a little trouble. Seems like he's going to have removal for my characters. Didn't really have a good hand, so shuffling everything back with the Sasaki. Really looking to draw into a Dragon Twister to help with bouncing or bottom decking his 1-drops, but we don't see that. We do see a Pacifista as well as a Sentomaru, so at least we have a way to swarm the board to clear, or at least to contest his board, even though he has some removal or some way to reduce power and probably removal in hand. He plays out a 2-drop that when attacking can minus 2000, so he has a lot of ways to really reduce power on my board. I have the option here. I kind of want to play the Pacifista out, but I know he's going to remove it. So first things first, let's try to clear out his board a little bit. Sasaki into his buggy and then leader into Zoro. He takes the life, he's down to 3 now. 5 down. Playing out a blocker Dofi, kind of stack the deck. Again, we're really just digging for that Dragon Twister. Not seeing it, I'm going to send it back. I also don't want to pick up any non-counters because I feel that counters are going to be really important. We want to be able to block as many attacks as possible and just survive. Survive until we can crack back. So Zoro's turn, 6 down, plays out a Izo and picks up a Marco. So now that he has something to pop, that Marco will be very handy since he could minus 3000 with the Gordon as well as minus 2000 with his 2-cost attacker. And there is the Fire Fist, popping both of my characters, which are both 4000 power. And now I have nothing to contest his board. He does opt to choose and swing with one of his characters. That's going to be a 1k block. And 6k to leader, I will have to take, drawing into a Soga King, which is very clutch. 7 down turn. This way I can clear one character and then try to build the little board, and if he does choose to play out a big card, I could bounce it back with the Soga King. Playing out the Kaya right now. Really need to cycle through some more cards and find some key pieces. I trash one of the ultis, again knowing that he's going to be able to pop it, and opt to do a Sentomaru for 6. 6 total done. At least this way my board is wider. So passing turn, Zoro is now at 8 down. Many options. We know he has the Marco, 5-cost Marco in hand. 1 on Zoro leader to attack for life. I'm going to give him a 2k for that. And he sends his Gordon back to minus 3000 Pacifista and 5-cost Marco to pop that. 2 down up. He could have left that down. He could have actually used those 2 down on the Gordon and swung 5000 the leader, but he's choosing to leave that up, which is perfect because I'm going into 9 down and I decide to Mihawk his Marco. Hopefully enough to swing the tempo back to me. Zoro's at 10 down, 2 down for Curly to Dawn. Picks up another Izo. Playing out the Izo, 7 down left. Let's see what he picks up. And he finds another Fire Fist. So he's been drawing into a lot of his removal, so he could just swing and not really worry about me cracking back. If I don't have characters to crack back, it won't work. And he draws in 2 and plays another Film Gordon, minusing the Mihawk, plays out an Otama, so that's minus 5,000 total, and Fire Fists to clear both the Sentomaru and Mihawk. So my board is clear, however, that was a 4-card commitment to remove my board. And when he swung with leader, I did trigger into a 3,000 worlds to send back his Curly to Don. So still 4 characters on his board. I do play out my Soga King to bounce my Kaya back to hand that I played earlier, cycling more cards, not really drawing into more characters. I just have a bunch of 2Ks. I do now have an ulti in hand, which will hopefully stick now that he's ran through 3 Fire Fists. Back to Zoro. He's got a full board. He's just going to attach and swing. 2 on leader, 2 on Magura to swing for 5k, 2 on Izo to swing for another 5k. That's another card. Now I have 1 card left. And he puts another 2 on Izo. So for another 5k swing, that's my last card. And now he can swing 7 with leader, and that goes through. 2 down up. So now that I have 3 attackers, I can clear his board. I only have 2 cards in hand, so the Don really not going to do anything for me. I just want to make sure his board gets cleared. So I'm just going to swing at everything with a little extra Don for insurance. All he really needs is his leader and 1 other character, and that ensures that the game is over for me. So I swung 6k with leader, 6k with Soga King, and 6k with ulti to clear those 3 characters, and using ulti to bottom deck that Otama just in case he decides to do something funny like attaching 7 Don to Otama and attacking me next turn. We're going to pass it back to Zoro. He's only got 1 character. Still on 2 life though. If he has a Rush Zoro, it's not going to be very good for me. He actually opts to clear board, so that tells me he doesn't have lethal. Plays out a Teach for 4, so that's 5 Don left. Plays out a Gordon. So he just needs 1 thing to stick. That ulti would have been very value. So he only has a couple cards in hand. I kind of have no option. I just have to push for game. So I swing 9 twice. He takes it. He has 0 life. And I swing 9 with leader. And he does have guard point and a 2k. But at least I can leader ability and bounce back that Teach to his hand and hopefully survive 1 more turn. I have actually 2 2Ks in hand and 1 life. So preferably that life is another 2K, but I did search my grave and there's probably like 2 or 3 2Ks left that I haven't played yet. So the chances are it's just a 1K counter. With 10 Don, Zoro's just going to allocate his Don. He's actually swinging 7k with Gordon, 8k with Gordon, and that's just enough for me to block with the 9k counter, with the 2Ks making me 9k counter. So that would mean he's going to swing 8 and then 10 with Zoro. I guess the other option is if he swung 9-9, and that kind of just gambles on whether or not I will draw the 1k counter for my life. But this way, by doing that, it forces me to drop my hand. So if he does have the Rush Zoro, he could swing with 6k right now with leader and then 7k with Zoro. So he swings 6k at Soga King, so he doesn't have a Rush Zoro. Jet pistols my last Soga King. And now that he's at 0 life, I have no other option but to just add that 8 down I have to leader and really just swing for game. Very close match. Thanks for watching.